morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this unique and momentous occasion. Today is another very special day. It is my honor to share with you the grade 6 pupils class of 2021 graduating ceremony. Please stay with us until the very end of this video. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the virtual graduation ceremony of Roma Norte Elementary School, Grade 6, Batch of 2021 with the theme, Kalidad ng Edukasyon, lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the virtual graduation of Roma Norte Elementary School for school year 2020-2021. I am Berisol T. Ramos, your Master of Ceremony. To begin this, let us show our respect to our Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by a prayer.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa likid mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw. Hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na
My heart clings unto thee, though from her my footsteps far away may stray. I shall love thee ever be where'er I may.
To formally welcome us to this event is no other than Krisha D. Bernasor.
To our respectable and notable guests, Mrs. Gilda B. Trinidad, Public School District Supervisor, Mrs. Elisa T. Palatao, School Principal, teachers, dear parents, barangay and PTA officials, fellow graduates, a pleasant morning to everyone. It is my great pleasure and pride to welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the awaited graduation. After we had faced one of the most challenging times of our academic journey, today is exceptional because this is a celebration of all our hard work and sacrifices. Just like our graduation theme this year, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone has joined efforts, our government, our school, and our community for us graduates to jubilantly receive our hard-earned diploma in this new normal education. To my fellow graduates, after all the hurdles and obstacles we experienced in our elementary education, this moment is now the beginning of a brighter life ahead. As we choose the path and conquer more practical experiences, let us always remember the wisdom and knowledge that our school has equipped in us. Never forget the social values and foundation of personal excellence and care for others our teachers and parents had instilled in us. Let us believe and will always believe in ourselves. May we continue to soar high in our future endeavor and remember that no pandemic can end our dream. Again, on behalf of the graduating class of 2021, I cordially welcome everyone today. Good morning and may God bless us all.
Presentation of the candidates for graduation by Elisa T. Palatao, Principal 3. Certification of candidates for graduation by Gilda B. Trinidad, Public Schools District Supervisor. Confirmation of the candidates for graduation by Dr. Wilma Bumagat, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent.
I have the honor to present to you the candidates for graduation of Roma Norte Elementary School this school year 2020-2021, composed of 17 boys and 30 girls with a total of 47. I hereby request our Public School District Supervisor, Mrs. Gilda B. Trinidad, to certify the completion of the requirements of these candidates.
I certify that these 47 candidates for graduation of Roma Norte Elementary School have fully satisfied the requirements of the K-12 Basic Education Program prescribed by the Department of Education. May I therefore request our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Wilma C. Bumagat, to confirm the candidates.
By the authority vested in me as the representative of Honorable Leonor Magtolis Briones, Secretary, Department of Education, through Orlando E. Manuel, Schools Division Superintendent, and having been presented by your school head and duly certified by your Public Schools District Supervisor, that you have completed the requirements of the K-12 basic education curriculum of the Department of Education under the new normal. I now accept and confirm you elementary graduates of your prestigious school for the school year 2020-2021. Congratulations to you and to your proud parents.
Message of the school's Division Superintendent, Division of Cagayan, Dr. Orlando E. Manuel, CESO 5.
Congratulations to our most unique batch of learners for the school year 2020-2021. To our graduates, completers, and honor students who will reap the fruits of sacrifices they have invested in this most challenging and most memorable school year, let this significant milestone of your lives be recorded as great achievement to be shared by your beloved parents who work closely with you this school year. Appreciation is also accorded to our administrators, teachers, personnel, internal and external stakeholders, and to the whole staff who work together to ensure your success. We also thank the Department of Education for insisting that education must continue in this brave new world. Thank you, Madam Secretary, Honorable Leonor Magtolis Briones, for the said battle cry. The theme of this end of school year writes, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic is very much fitting because you are the first batch to complete this school year as a brave group of learners during this school year. The future will always have a place for people who prepared themselves today and forge ahead with purpose and great intent to grow and serve. In diversity and adversity, we can find opportunities to reach out and build bridges of hope. In difficulty, the chance to be altruistic, and in challenges, reasons to learn and rise to the situation. Our country needs graduates and learners who will commit to uphold and enhance the best of what it has to offer as young citizens who are as patriotic as they are competent, skilled, and innovative. As we move closer to your aspirations for others and to do more, not only for yourselves, but also for your fellow Filipinos, continue to be connected with our divine providence. Again, congratulations to you, our dear graduates and completers. We wish all the best in your future endeavors. God bless, stay safe, stay healthy, mabuhay!
Message of the DepEd Secretary to the graduates by Professor Leonor Magtolis Briones.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day wherein finally, our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded, in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers, and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug virtually, of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many, many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student, because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work, because the kind of curriculum you survive and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies, during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Distribution of Certificate of Graduation by the Class Advisor, Nora B. Decena, Master Teacher 2.
Agabao John Mariano Nino B. Alilam Mark Joseph M. Benavente Daniel D. Kalimag RJ B. De Guzman Jericho T. Galasinao Jerwin Clarence V. Harkyo Joseph M. Magno Justin Dane B. Nero Clarence J. Respicio Mark Harold S. Simon Ryan A. Soriano Rafael B. Tabusaw Calix D. Ventura Darwin Ace V. Ventura Kevin Fritz T. Ventura Ronnie Jr. G. Zingapan Vince Carl D. Balad Princess Laika T. Bernasor Krisha May D. Blanche Manuela Joy. Cacho Althea Bernadine A. Condes Lorraine D. Dayaw Luti V. Decena Mariel M. Decena Pauline Joy V. Diego Nikki Joy C. Dimalanta Aquila Faith T. Garay Claire Zainet G. Hagon Elmira V. Harkyo Alia May L. Laino Princess Maura M. Mahilom Reynalyn F. Mihares Janea Bell Z. Pahar Ayesa Gale G. Pahar Lovely Angela G. Pahar Princess Joy E. Payuyo Samantha D. Ramirez Jovelyn A. Sagibo Zaila Cheska P. Sibal Princess G. Simon Mary J. G. Tabalanza Feliana B. Torres Graciel S. Tulawan Charlotte Jersey D. Valenza Mary Rose T. Valencia Mary Joyce T. Ventura Mika F.
Confirmation of awards by Mrs. Nora B. Decena, Class Advisor.
the honor to present to you the Academic Excellence Awardees for this school year 2020-2021. Bernasor Tricia May D. with honors. Cacho Altea Bernadine A. with honors. Decena Pauline Joy V. with honors. Dimalanta Aquila Faye T. with honors. Laino Princess Maura M. with honors. Ramirez Jovelyn A. with honors. Sagibo Zaila Cheska P. with honors. Tabusaw Calix D. with honors. Ventura Mika F. with honors.
Thanksgiving message by Zaila Cheska P. Sagibo with honors.
Our most esteemed and gorgeous district supervisor, Mrs. Gilda B. Trinidad, our very energetic principal, Mrs. Elisa T. Palatao, talented and intelligent teachers, our most supportive parents, active barangay and PTA officials, fellow graduates, a warm morning to all. It all began when the virus entered in this country. Countless jobs were lost, many lives were at stake, and education was halted for a moment. Even though the situation hinders all fields of our life, we still managed to stand on our ground. Everything changed in a small span of time. It was a battlefield with struggles and doubt. Education is one of the mainly hit sector of our society. Everyone transitioned into modular or online learning depending on pupils' preference. It was difficult because none of us expected this unfortunate disaster to happen, and at the same time, it made teaching and the learning more challenging task. I am one of many struck down pupils of this pandemic. Although it greatly affected us, we strive for better education and surpassed our limitations. Our breakthrough in this situation serves as our success. We could not attain this victory without the help of the Almighty. To the proud parents of the graduating class batch 2021, to the teachers that aided us throughout the school year, to my dear friends who are always there to help me, and to our relatives, my sincere gratitude to you all. We will forever cherish all your efforts, sacrifices, encouragement, and support that has continuously keeps us forward to achieve this splendid moment. My deepest appreciation too to Roma Norte Elementary School for the 6 years of amazing stay and help in the realization of our purpose in pursuit of our aspirations. You have contributed a lot and molded me to who I am today. To my fellow graduates, let not this pandemic hinder us to fulfill our dreams. Instead, be a challenge to move forward to achieve our goals in life. Life is full of hopes and dreams, but we have to work and strive hard to achieve everything. As Bauna Gautam once said, and I quote, "Do not fear even if everything seems dark. It is in the darkest night that you see the brightest star." Thank you very much. Keep safe. To God be all the glory.
Keynote message by the guest speaker, Jail Inspector Jeremy D. Bondok.
Our battle against the dreaded coronavirus disease or COVID-19 has been more than a year now. This appalling situation that we faced has dramatically changed the way people live not only in our country but in every part of the world. Wide shutdowns and closure of private and government entities shook everyone in fear to a point where everything seemed to be unreal, hoping for this bad dream to end sooner or later. However, with the continuous affectations, measures and efforts by the government to contain COVID-19 have to sustain, causing everyone but to embrace the so-called new normal. The first few months of the nationwide lockdown due to the pandemic was hardly grueling because it was the period where we need to roll with the punches. Our teachers, parents, and even you yourselves had the first-hand experience how difficult it was to dwell in this so unfortunate circumstance. However, as they say, even with this terrible situation, life must go on. And as we live daily with the new normal, people have managed to introduce new and innovative ideas on how to continuously move forward despite the pandemic. One of those innovations is the introduction of the virtual technology brought about by the internet. This graduation ceremony, your virtual graduation ceremony, may be a wretched, yet a futuristic way of adapting to this new normal. February last year, before we were doomed by this horrible event, I was humbled to be chosen as the guest of honor and speaker of my beloved alma mater, Roma Norte Elementary School. That time, I was already thinking for the speech that I should deliver. Needless to say, most of the things that I should be speaking to you today were already thought of beforehand. However, I was still thinking whether to share what I had thought of beforehand or not, because I felt it seemed a little bit off the grid. But then again, as I was contemplating, I thought that it would still be relevant, knowing that it was made purposely to encourage and inspire everyone to strive harder and have that faith in life, despite of the shutdowns and drawbacks in life. With that in mind, I was able to reconsider sharing it. So here it goes. 14 years ago, I was once like you, full of hopes and ambitions that someday I would be that person whom my parents and people dearest to me would be proud of. As far as I remember, I've always written in my journals during my elementary years that I wanted to be a pilot someday. However, I did not become one, because I believe that God has another plan for my life. If you think that this speech is about collective experiences and lessons in life, well, guess what? You are correct. Now that I was given the privilege to speak before you, I will take this rare opportunity to share valuable experiences that might inspire you to reach, if not the things you dreamed of, but bigger things in life, and for our parents, and the people listening to this speech today, to continuously encourage your dearest children not only to dream, but to pursue great and purpose-driven life. Back then in the academy where I came from, the most prestigious institution, the Philippine National Police Academy, there are so-called portions that a cadet must hurdle before becoming a member of the Grand Fraternity of Men. First is reception, second is incorporation, third is recognition, and last is graduation. And among those four, and I could honestly tell that reception is the one that no cadet would never ever want to experience again in his life. This is so because reception is a combined pretest of determination, courage, and will in order to condition each cadet to the kind of life they have chosen to live. May 16, 2013, the sun shines greatly towards the hallowed ground of PNPA as we wait to experience the initial rendezvous to cadetship, our reception. For a while we were astonished, inspired, and in awe, as dashing gentlemen and ladies in maroon uniform gated in front of us like an imperial army of Troy. There was a bit of anxiety while we were waiting for the succeeding events to happen. As the command, "Take charge," sounded, the hallowed ground was suddenly thrown into pandemonium as the line of men and women approached us in hysterical ebullition, and terrorizing shouts started to compel us to perform different kinds of exercises. That day was the turning point of my life then. As I was performing the rigid exercises while being terrorized by the torturing voices of the upperclassmen, I saw my fellow applicants cry and run towards their parents, telling, with terrified faces and anxious voices, that they already wanted to quit. As the band continues to play, upperclassmen continue to shout and compel us to perform various exercises. More minutes passed. Some were already brought to the medical station for being unconscious and passing out due to exhaustion worsened by the skin-burning heat of the sun. Others became disoriented, running from different directions while engulfed in fear. With my body exhausted and my mind distressed, seeing that for the first time in my life, I feel like quitting too. However, when the faces of my parents and people dearest to me flashed in my mind, I continued doing the exercises, thinking that this could be my last opportunity. And before I realized, I was already at the last station of exercises. And hearing that last attention call during our reception was one of the greatest feelings I ever had in my whole life. There will come a time in our life that we will have that turning point. It can either make or unmake us. This could give a bigger opportunity or a wasted opportunity. It is inevitable that sometimes, while experiencing those turning points, we are in exhaustion and rigidity. You may choose to turn back and leave that rare opportunity while crying out in regret, or get a grip of your faith and take that opportunity, whatever it costs and whatever it takes. And if you choose to continue on, long before you knew it, you are now about to step on that ladder of success. As I look back on my life before I entered the PNPA, I feel thankful at some point for what I've been through. In 2006, I experienced growing being far away from my father until he returned for good in the Philippines in 2013. Those 7 years were the toughest times in the life of my mother and my whole family. Most often, we Filipinos think that people who works abroad earns better compared to those who are working in our country. Yes, that might be true. But my father's earning for the first couple of years was not sustaining enough for our family's needs. I remember one time, in my young innocent mind, with my eagerness to help my parents, I tried digging scrap metals and collecting rusty nails, empty cans, and plastic bottles and sell to the bakal bote guy in exchange for a small amount of penny. Later that same year, another storm hit our family. This time, it's a member of our family. My mother was diagnosed with stage 2 ovarian cancer. In my mind as growing 11-year-old child, little did I know about the word cancer. It was only when my mother left us alone to find treatment in Manila with no one to look over us when I realized how bad and devastating cancer was. That time, we experienced the hardship of no one taking care of us. She loves us so much, but she was left with no choice. My brother and I were helpless. The only thing that we can do is to be strong and pray to God for a miracle to happen. One day, I found myself in the room, crying out in tears, praying to God for her healing. And thank God, she was healed without undergoing any medical operation. A miracle it was. Those were some of the challenging times that I believe has contributed in order for me to overcome the hardships of training in the academy. Friends, you see, living in not so comfortable life in your younger years helps us overcome pain and rigors of life. And having to lack things we needed sometimes develops grit, a grit that you will need to fulfill your ambitions. So be thankful, even if you are experiencing hardships and challenges right now, be it emotionally, physically, mentally, or financially, because I believe that God is preparing you to a greater blessings in life. Just trust in Him. Your theme, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic, suggests that the value for education and safety of our children by the government are equally paramount. This not so comfortable way of learning presents a significant challenge not only to our government but more specifically to our educators and learners. For the past 1 year, our teachers have diligently tried to implement technology in education in a more advanced way. This sudden shift from face-to-face to distance learning clearly presented different disadvantages and backlash. Dynamic teacher-to-teachers and learner-to-learners physical interactions were gone, which made it difficult for the learners to stay motivated. Our parents, who served as our children's alternative teachers using the blended learning, could hardly give time for them because of their responsibility to make for a living. It is a fact that if we adopt a technology-driven type of education system, our teachers and learners must also have the basic understanding of the digital forms of learning, which is not the case always. Not only that, in order to have continuity during discussions, a consistent internet connectivity with a decent speed is needed, in which not all of our teachers and learners can provide. These are now some of the disadvantages of distance learning detrimental to our children's education process. Evidently, everyone was put on a different level of situation, but we need to hang tough. Just as how the government unflaggingly puts effort to provide better quality of education that you need, everyone must get hold of an immovable stance in going up against the challenges, particularly in our educational system during these times of trial. For many years, our educational system has been confronted with various unlikable challenges. However, as the saying goes, every beginning is difficult, but gets easier from there on. The part where we felt the hardest today means we still have long way to go, but it is the way to go. Let's have faith and be firm. In the academy, we were taught of the letters MOB. This stands for mind over body. These letters are often being shouted by upperclassmen to their underclassmen during jogging and rigorous physical exercises in order to boost their morale and finish the activity set on that day. During our reception rites, I had the thought that once it has been concluded, everything will be alright after. But I was wrong. The struggle is not yet over. As a matter of fact, everything is just the start. After the reception rites, the aspiring cadet will undergo the 45-day breaking period where massive physical conditioning and longer lapses of jogs are programmed for the cadets to do. As a civilian prior entering the academy, I was in a total state of culture shock. Every day seemed to be a very, very long day. And I was surprised about myself because I discovered things that I could do which I never imagined a normal person would be able to do. Take, for example, taking a bath within 10 counts and finishing a whole meal also within 10 counts. For a normal person, it is something that is undoable. But for a cadet, everything is doable. Of course, with the presence of an upperclassman who devouringly stares at you. During the whole duration of breaking period, cadets are restricted from eating foods except the foods served from the mess hall. Whoever is caught infracting the rules will be put into a worth remembering lesson to learn. And this made the life of a plebe even more miserable. As the days passed, more and more applicants are quitting due to stress, tiredness, and most especially homesickness. My body was also the same as those who are quitting. I am exhausted. I was near to the point of my giving up. But suddenly, something amazing happened. When there were many of my fellow cadets are wanting to quit, one upperclassman out in the blue shouted, "Live one day at a time lang kasi. Ang pagod nasa isip lang yan. Pero kung gusto nyo na talagang mag-quit, bukas na lang. Tapos bukas, kung gusto nyong mag-quit, ipagpabukas nyo na lang ulit." From that then on, whenever I feel tired, I will tell myself, ang pagod nasa isip lang. And whenever I feel like quitting, I will tell myself, bukas na lang. Until such time that I finish the breaking period. From there, I realized how powerful our mind could be. With the right words of encouragement, our mind can change everything. My brothers and sisters, pain and sufferings are temporary. Let your mind control your body and not the otherwise. It is the right attitude and our perception that will determine our superiority over a problem. In our journey toward success, we may sometimes face problems, but do not quit now. Tell yourself to quit tomorrow. If tomorrow you wanted to quit again, tell yourself to quit the next day. And from the time you again wanted to quit, you never knew you are one step closer to your goal. Friends, this unpleasant situation that cause uncertainties and suffering could be the test of times. These could be the times that teach us to focus whatever the situation is, because a turning point in our life might about to happen. Perhaps these times are the struggles we need to hurdle before we achieve our goals. Or the times where our mind over body is being nurtured to face even bigger and tougher situations ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, life can be tough sometimes. There are struggles that you will encounter, but never ever grumble for the life you are living right now. You must learn to go through those sufferings and pain without complaining. If you think school is tough, you have never experienced life yet. Bear in mind also that there will be people who will not believe in you, and worse, will even drag you down. But there are also people who stand by your side and will be happy for your success. Nevertheless, love them both. Pray for those who persecute you. And always remember, love your teachers and appreciate their dedication. Honor your parents and pay respect for their sacrifices. Humble yourself always in the sight of God, for He is the author of your success. And remember to bring Him back all the glory, honor, praises, and thanks. Once again, good day and God bless us all.
To inspire our graduates and motivate them to have the courage to do anything they want to achieve. The song, The World is Yours.
I know this world seems so big, and everything seems so out of reach. The sky is high, and the walk is wide. You just don't know what you've got yet. It's in the palm of your hands. It's right in front of where you stand. If you believe everything you dream will come true, and if you can love, no matter how you hurt, love will come to you, back to you. This world is yours. At times I know it's gonna be hard when you think you can't go on, but there's a plan for you. Just let your heart follow through. Come on, I promise you can do it all. 'Cause where you fall, you can always start again. Your future's right in front of where you stand. If you believe everything you dream will come true, and if you can love, no matter how you hurt, love will come to you, back to you. This world is yours. Climb a mountain, cross the ocean, sail a river until it opens, and make good friends. Listen hard, let it out, and dance on. If you believe everything you dream will come true, if you can see there's nothing I can be too big for you. No, no, if you can see, if you can believe, if you can dream, this world is yours, yeah. This world is yours.
Presenting to you the teaching staff of Roma Norte Elementary School, starting with Elisa T. Palatao, Principal 3. Kindergarten, Gemaline H. Bagayan, Teacher 2. 1. Jovita M. Caballos, Teacher 3. Grade 2. Milaline E. Baritola, Teacher 3. And Patricia A. Mangablu, Teacher 1. Grade 3. Marisol P. Ramos, Teacher 3. Grade 4, Marjorie B. Andam, Teacher 3. Grade 5, Rovilio L. Taldu, Master Teacher 2. Grade 6, Nora B. Desena, Master Teacher 2. And Mercy Lorraine P. Magay, Teacher 1. Relieving Teachers: Rodi S. Tudao, Teacher 3. And Ligaya P. Balbuena, Teacher 2. Roma Norte teaching staff would like to thank the local government unit of Enrile, headed by Honorable Mayor Miguel Bacud Desena Jr. Barangay officials, headed by Honorable Jenner C. Lozano, for allowing us to make use of the barangay hall as an extension, because our school is used as quarantine facility. PTA officers, thank you so much. To our dear parents and other stakeholders, thank you for your all-out support in the realization of the school projects and programs. To all teachers, thank you for the untiring efforts in imparting education and wisdom. To you young graduates, I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known. May your graduation be the beginning of many more wonderful achievements in your life. Take pride in how far you've come. Have faith in how far you can go. But don't forget to enjoy the journey. Congratulations!